What's up, everybody? This is Devin White, linebacker for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You're listening to the LCC Network. Go Bucks.
Unique New York. I'm already screwing it up. Hey everyone, sorry guys. Hey everyone, welcome to week 8 of the LCC season. I mean, we're at this point at the trade deadline for players. Draft picks and waiver wire picks have already surpassed, but we got a lot to cover. We're kind of going to try to focus on a lot of the trades that have happened this past week. We'll briefly cover the games and everything coming up, and obviously our game of the week. But I think we're going to start off first with the trades, and we'll work our way down to the matchups and stuff that we got going on. But unfortunately, this is partially my fault, as we had to reschedule the show because of me. But Cody's not with us tonight. Jameson's traveling for work right now, so it's just me and Jordan. What's going on, Jordan?
What's up?
What's
How are
going
you this
on?
Wednesday evening?
I am doing great this Wednesday evening. We got the Panthers playing tomorrow night against the Falcons at home. I like it. I think we
Yeah,
got a good shot.
feels weird being one day away from game day.
Yeah, it does feel weird. I'm an old school, I feel like football fan where the majority of the time on Sundays I'm probably only watching my Panthers play. As weird as that sounds, I know some people like they don't miss a 4 o'clock game, they don't miss the 8 o'clock game, they don't miss Monday night, they don't miss Thursday night. But for me personally, I mostly follow my Panthers and of course my fantasy team, but I don't actually like to watch games where my players are playing. So that means this Sunday it's almost like a bye week for me. I kind of get to like do my own thing, get stuff done, not have to worry about the Panthers losing again.
I
but
got you. So, will you taking any other games on Sunday or just chores?
Probably, I don't know, just chores, or I might have a game on in the background. I'm not sure what's going to be televised down here because the Falcons won't be playing, the Panthers won't be playing, so it's going to be some random matchups, I'm sure. Probably the Saints, I bet.
Oh,
Um,
you're in for a treat.
yeah. But yeah, let's go ahead and dive into some of our transactions. You and I combed through these leading up to the show, and there were a lot, weren't there? I mean, there was
Yeah, there was a lot of reading to do on the transaction
yes,
reports.
yeah, there really was. Like we had to filter it, and then like just for shits and giggles, we filtered it by one team in particular. I don't want to spoil anything to see how many trades they did. You probably know where I'm going with this right now.
Absolutely spoiled.
Yeah, but just so you guys know, in the past 48 days from when we're recording, October 28th, 2020, Wednesday night at 10:35 p.m. exactly. Um, there in the past 48 days, so not including the off season, like leading up to the draft and what happened on draft day, there have been 23 trades. All right, 11 of those trades were done by one team in particular. And for those of you wondering who was it, I feel like you must have lived under a rock, honestly, if you can't put this together. It's Mafali, obviously. 11 of the 23 trades he was involved in. And 16 trades have transpired since October 6th, all right? 8 of those 16 trades involved Mafali. Like, he is literally like the trade king, is what Jordan called him earlier, getting on the show. Like,
Yeah.
like,
Moneymakers making moves.
yeah, for real. Um, but Jordan, you kind of put a lot of this together. So if you want, I'll kind of let you take the helm here on this trade section, and I'll hop in.
Yeah, I mean, we were just trying to go through like reoccurring themes and stuff like that to pull out bigger moves. And of course, the money makers are selling. And it all started with that Dak trade to Colby, which, wow, that turned out crazily for Colby.
Yeah,
But yeah, he started off there and hasn't looked back.
yeah,
And he, like you said, he's been in 11 of the 23 trades, 8 of the trades since October 6th. I think he's acquired, don't quote me on it, but I think he's acquired 2 first round picks and 3 second-round picks or something like that. So that man's got capital in the offseason.
He's literally the trade king.
If you want to crown him, then crown her.
Crown
That is
that.
crown his ass. He's the trade king. Maybe that should just be his team name for next year.
Yeah, but he wasn't the only mover at the pick deadline, which is why the pace picked up so much. The pick deadline was this weekend. But we got Detroit Bad Boys and Billy going all in pretty much with his acquisitions of Le'Veon Bell and Darius Leonard. He's pretty much trying to win it this season, especially considering now the fact he's without his top 3 draft picks, which is not where you want to be when the offseason comes. But if it ends with a championship, so be it. What else we got? We have Charles buying, and he got Zeke and Marcus May from Cody for his first pick overall, and Saquon Barkley. And Charles has also sold his second pick for Quan Alexander, so he's definitely in win now mode. Uh, on the other hand, Cody is pretty much selling, and he got a first pick and
Yeah.
an eventual steal, and going to be able to keep Saquon for virtually nothing.
That's gonna be so tasty for him next offseason, I feel like.
Oh yeah, definitely. He'll have multiple first round picks. Saquon, which I mean, it's arguable when healthy could be the top running back in the league. You know,
Yeah, I mean,
at any moment.
I think that's the issue, and I wonder, like, after this injury this season, like, does he get that label as injury prone? You know, I feel like that destroys guys' draft stock in fantasy, which can actually be a godsend.
It happens quick, especially at running back. They'll pile up quick, make people shy away, whether it's the right thing to do or not. But obviously, Cody is not shying away, but it helps when you get that pick with it as well.
Yeah, I mean that was a steal for him for next year at least.
But let's see. I would also consider a late buyer in Armando coming away with Devontae Adams, Jerome Baker, and Kenny Vaccaro for the price of Tremaine Edmonds, which could potentially be a future defensive piece and his first pick. So another one that's going all at it for this season.
Yeah.
You got more thoughts on movers and shakers?
Movers and shakers, I like that. I mean, that should have been the name for this segment, I feel like. No, I will say, I honestly thought before Mafali traded away Devontae Adams, not that actually it hurt him that much, but still, I felt like he could almost be going all in because he had enough talent to kind of turn things around. But at the record he's at, he would have to be perfect the rest of the season and probably have a little bit of help to get in the playoffs because the division's pretty much almost mathematically out of reach. Not entirely, but realistically it is.
Yeah.
But obviously he can still be competitive this season, though. He's still going to upset some people.
Yeah. He had the wheels turning on all this. That poor Devontae Adams, not that he cares in real life, but he was picked twice at our trade pick deadline.
Poor
And
guy.
yeah, that's how the hash slinging slashers wind up with him. But you could tell by
The
some of the,
hair-slinging slasher.
I was ready that time.
but yeah, you could tell by some of the flips and something like this. Steve definitely was on multiple lines at once trying to get some of these moves done.
Making money moves. No, but I agree. Like he's kind of built for next season. He has enough talent, like I said, to be competitive this season. Obviously, I don't consider him a true playoff contender or anything. I don't think anyone does. But he is going to pull off some upsets. And Tremaine Edmonds, I've had him for what seems like a lifetime now, but he kind of came in banged up and everything. So when you look at his numbers, he had a slow start because of that, but realistically, he's been pretty good in some games. He is very matchup dependent at times, but I think Tremaine Edmonds for next season, he's going to be good, and he should be relatively cheap to keep, too.
Yeah. And another little couple of transaction tidbits that I forgot to mention, but I liked a couple of moves. Like Matt kind of quietly did some stuff. I know he's given up Darius Leonard, which when healthy is arguably could be the best defender in the game. But I still kind of liked what he did. He gave Antonio Brown, who's coming back, to Cody, who you never know his potential keep for next year. I have no clue. But he nabs Devondre Campbell, who's a solid linebacker for this season still, and goes ahead and moves Darius, like we talked about before, to Billy, but also gets a first and a third out of it.
Yeah.
Like, I understand you're giving up Darius, but you're plugging in a linebacker that's doing well, and you get two like quality picks out of it. So I forgot to mention Matt, but I quietly liked that little shuffle he did.
Do you think the teams that did give up these early picks, like, Billy was one, like you just mentioned, Mondo gave up a first round pick as well. I think Charles, if I remember right, did he give up a first round pick?
Yes, Charles, I believe, gave his first and sixth round.
That's right. So, which I just realized he needs to go back and change his pick because it looks like he just said 2020, not 2021. Now that I'm
Yeah,
looking at it,
we'll get that switched.
make a side note there. But anyways, these teams that have done that, have they put themselves in an impossible position to win next season?
Uh, I don't want to say impossible because I mean, fantasy's a crazy place. You have a rash of injuries and everybody's back to square one, but it makes it pretty freaking tough, especially say Billy, like not having your first three. You got to be ready to find some diamonds and maybe make a couple more moves and
Yeah.
uh, maybe hit on a rookie. I don't know, but you got some digging to do. But all these teams, you figure odds are one of the teams that gave up a lot of this deadline come away with a championship. And if that happens, all is forgiven. It's our ultimate goal playing this.
Yeah.
But then there's going to be all the other ones that don't. And I'm going to be interested to see because we haven't had this 24-man like full off season yet. So I think they're going to see some surprising like available talent and regret not having the capital to spend on them.
Oh yeah, there's gonna be a lot more talent in the draft pool than people think there's gonna be. The fact that you can only keep 3 players, like I've got more than 3 guys that I would love to keep for next season. So if that tells you anything, like
Yeah.
I'm gonna lose some guys that I'm gonna miss, and I know for a fact I won't be able to draft them next season, so I have to replace them in other ways. But if you gave up a first round pick, not only can you not draft anyone, but you also can't keep your highest scoring player, which I'm not saying, and I'm just looking at his team. I'm not saying in Billy's case, Darius Leonard will be his leading scorer, but if he does, you traded him away, you can't keep him, and then on top of that, you can't even draft anyone in that round. It's a double whammy. I mean, it's a double-edged sword, and it really hurts some of these teams, and especially guys that gave up multiple picks for next season. I think it's gonna hurt. They are gonna feel it pretty rough going into next season. It's not impossible for them to win, but they're gonna have to work extra hard to be relevant. I feel like in some ways because of that.
Yeah, they're gonna have to take some home run swings
Yeah.
and hope they make contact. But
Cool. So I guess we'll hop into our game of the week. We're about 15 minutes in, Jordan, so we don't have a lot of time here to kind of go over these matchups. So I think what we'll do is spend a good bit of time on game of the week, and then we'll kind of briefly run through the other games and who we're going to pick.
all right,
Let's do it.
let's do it.
There we go. That's what we needed for the game of the week sound drop. We got primetime players here at 4-3. The reigning defunct Top Shotters Conference champion versus the Crazy Legs, two-time champion at 5-2. We've said it all regular season though. His record, I don't think totally. It doesn't portray the way his scoring has gone throughout the year. Like when you look at the scoring, you probably expect him more at that. I don't know, 3-4 record, something like that, probably. But he's been very fortunate with his matchups, and that's half the battle in fantasy. Sometimes I think it's better to be lucky than skilled in fantasy football. Because there is so much luck that's played into this every single year and every single week. But needless to say, these guys know each other, right, Jordan? I mean, they've kind of, I don't want to say grew up together, but my God, they've known each other.
Oh yeah, they're buddies.
Yeah, they've known each other for a long time, both in real life and in fantasy. Fantasy wise, it goes back all the way to our inaugural season, 2010, week 4, when Matt won 122-79. But Daquan actually owns a series 5-4, 9 times in the past 10 years. This is our 11th year. And they've literally played each other every single year besides 2013 and 2016, the only 2 years they haven't played each other. So I think there's a lot on the line for both teams, both in the same division, both very competitive people. Matt is 0-2 in his division. No, sorry, he's 1-1. Daquan's 0-2. So this is a must-win for Daquan. A loss here not only probably puts him out of reach for the division title if Matt keeps winning, but it really puts him at a huge disadvantage when it comes to wild card play because, like we all know, points for no longer matter as much for tiebreakers. It's like third down on the list. It's like divisional record, conference record, then points for. So with that said, him being 0-3, that's gonna make it rough to compete against some other guys who have the same record as him in the wild card race.
Definitely. He definitely needs this more than Matt trying to stay in it, but I talk to him on a weekly basis. He wants to stay out front as long as possible till the end, of course. But so it should be fun to see how it goes.
Yeah, I think they've both got a. Daquan obviously made some moves for this season. I mean, in fact, I don't even think I told you this, Jordan, but literally within 2 hours or an hour of the deadline to trade draft picks, he was like, "Hey, I want Deshaun Watson. Here's a first and third round pick. Do you want it?" And I literally almost took that offer. I was like, "Holy crap! This is amazing. Like this is a great deal for Deshaun Watson. I feel it's a good price tag." But I was like, if I do that, that's going to handicap me the rest of the season. That's pretty much going to knock me out of the playoff race, I felt like. So I was like, I can't do it. I got a decent record. If I would have lost to Colby, I told him I would have done that trade. But because I won and then I beat Matt, I was like, I gotta stay focused on 2020 before I get to 2021. So I turned him down.
I may have still done it.
I know. It was a good offer for sure. I mean, when I look at the teams, though, Jordan, like Chris Carson, I think's a little banged up from what I read. I don't know how banged up, though. Phillip Rivers versus Big Ben. I think you go either way there, but Chris Carson, if he's healthy, will definitely outplay Malcolm Brown. Cole Beasley versus Robbie Anderson. I mean, good God, Robbie Anderson has been the God savior of the Panther offense, I feel like, other than Teddy Bridgewater and Mike Davis.
Second in the league in yards.
Yeah, I mean, he's killing it. And he's not just a deep threat anymore. He's literally getting points off receptions, too, which is nice for Matt. TJ Watt versus Aaron Donald. I don't know who I like more in that. I mean, TJ is playing against the Baltimore Ravens. And I do like because Lamar Jackson is more likely to scramble, that kind of does increase your odds of maybe getting a hit on him or causing a fumble, getting a pick, that type of deal. But then Aaron Donald's playing against the Dolphins, and Tua is a rookie in the league. That could be a disaster for Daquan. I could see Aaron Donald wreaking havoc against Miami this weekend.
Yeah, I could see the same. I lean slight edge TJ in this. They're both going to get plenty of attention, but I just think Aaron will get a tad more. Just Steelers have so much on defense, so I think Aaron will get a lot more of attention trying to keep him away from that rookie, and
Yeah.
he can have the explosive play. But like you said, with Lamar, maybe you see a football loose at some point. But so I'd give the slight edge to TJ.
I think my thing with Aaron Donald, he's getting you 64 or he's getting you 3. I mean, that's literally Aaron Donald this season, and that's defensive tackles for you. You know, they're not going to get that many tackles in general, whereas TJ's been more consistent. You know what? I was about to go Aaron Donald. I'm going to give the edge to TJ there. Very slight edge, but Aaron Donald could blow him out of the water because
Yeah,
he's broken 60 twice this year against the Redskins and the Bills. Why couldn't he do that against Tua and the Dolphins this week? I could see that happening.
yeah.
But
It's usually that one snap that some scheme or coordinator gets so cocky they don't think they need to double team him, and he proves them wrong every time.
yeah. Damian Wilson, who's playing against the Jets. I don't know how I feel about that matchup, but Wilson's been very consistent this year, like upper 20s most weeks. Jeremy Chin, who has been great
He's
playing
explosive.
playing against Atlanta tomorrow night. If you're listening to this tomorrow, well, I guess it's tonight in your case, but I don't know. I mean, Carolina's been getting gashed on the ground. Everyone knows it. I think Jeremy Chin could have a busy game, and he should actually have a very good game tomorrow night.
Yeah, I think it's good matchups for both of them, but I slight lean Chin. I mean, of course, I'm a Panther fan, but he just seems a little more explosive. But that Jet offense is a hot mess, so
Yeah, that's true. I could see a turnover.
yeah, Wilson can be all over him. So I mean, really, I'll just call it a toss up.
Yeah. I
Which
think,
linebacker goes and takes the turnover?
yeah, exactly. Kevin Byard and Kari Willis for Daquan and Taron Johnson and Jonathan Abram for Matt. That's like 2 other toss-ups. I feel like, honestly, Kevin, he has been very good the past 2 weeks, but before that, he was looking like a total bust with 13, 17, and 13 again. But he had 36 and 30 the past 2 weeks and 58 week 1. Playing against Cincinnati, I kind of like it. I kind of like that matchup, honestly, because they are going to throw the ball a good bit
Yeah.
against them.
They're going to let Joe Burrow spread it around. He's going to have to go make a play on a rookie.
Yeah. Jonathan Abrams has been more consistent, but I feel like his floor is safer, but his ceiling isn't as high as Byard's. He had 1 game, week 1, he had 57 points. After that, he hasn't hit 30 once the whole year. It's been in the mid-20s roughly every week. So I'm going to give the edge there to Daquan. For me personally, after breaking this down, though, I'm going to give the edge. A big part of this comes down to Chris Carson, obviously, but I'm going to give the edge to Matt because of the running back situation between the two teams.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the crazy legs by ass hair, man. Like,
Yeah, literally.
and it's unfortunate for Daquan to be in such a big divisional showdown and be without his starting running back and the number one wideout in the league. But because James Robinson and DeAndre Hopkins are on buys this week, and those are huge.
Yeah, that definitely is. So I guess we'll kick it off to our other games. We'll be relatively quick, guys. We're not going to really go into much detail here. Pretty much just going to pick who we like. I'll throw out some historical records for you guys too as we go through this. But obviously, like we said, I'm picking Matt with that first matchup. And our next matchup that we're going to go over is the third leg versus Mr. 300. At the moment, it looks like third leg's projected to win 184 to 158. And they've played each other a couple times. Charles is losing the series 4-1. But he's on a 2-game winning streak, whereas Colby has some unfortunate luck. He was on a 3-game losing streak, but is 2-0 in his division. I don't know, Jordan. To me, I don't know. I mean, the quarterback situation, Colby hasn't plugged anyone in yet, so that's a
He's
key
gonna
factor
he's
here.
gonna plug in Daniel Jones.
Oh, is he really? Okay.
Uh, I mean, Daniel can have his moments. I mean, just looking up and down, it looks like a pretty even game, but I'd have to go slightly. I'd say Charles because Matt Ryan against Carolina, but
Yeah.
if Daniel Jones gives him Colby anything, he can easily come and take that game.
I'm actually going to go. I don't. It seems weird me calling this an upset, but I mean the website's picking Charles to win because Colby doesn't have a quarterback. I'm going to go Colby in this. I think CEH has a good enough week to where he beats out Zeke this week, and Zeke is playing against the Eagles. So I do like CEH's matchup against the Jets a good bit.
I might have to rethink my pick. I'm not even thinking about what Dallas is going to have at quarterback. Like
Yeah,
Zeke,
exactly.
Zeke might see freaking 9 in the box, man. Like
Exactly. He'll get 40 carries with 40 yards, and that'll be it.
I'm gonna say okay. I'll switch it up and say Mr. 300 and Daniel Jones take it away.
Yeah, I could see that. Um, so we'll kick it off down here. Let me get the sound trap ready. We've got the Mufasa Moneymakers versus yours
The
truly,
hash slinging slasher.
the Hash Sling Slashers. They've played each other 3 times actually over the past 1 year, and they were all in 2019. Mafali won all 3, week 2, week 11, and then in the wild card round, he beat him a whopping 317 to 271. So this is a game that I think there's some history here. Obviously, Mondo's got to want this win. I mean, they know each other in real life. I think they're in the same fraternity at one point. Am I right, Jordan?
No, Mondo was not,
Oh, I thought they were. My bad. Um,
but they graduated from Greenwood together.
oh, okay. That's the connection. Sorry.
Yeah.
Um, Tua is so exciting. I'm really excited to see what happens, but it could be a bust as well. I'm going to go Mondo in this. I just think the running back situation's a little bit safer. The quarterback situation's better than Tua. And obviously everything else checks off. I think this is a pretty easy win for the Slashers.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Mondo gets off the schneid and beats Steve in this one, and yeah, he rides Mahomes versus the Jets and his newly acquired Devontae Adams,
Yeah.
and gets that dub.
Yep. I think it's an easy win for him. Our next matchup, we've got Hunter of Champions versus She's the Man. Maria hasn't set her lineup yet, so the projection's obviously in favor of Hunter, 189 to 103. It's Maria's been on a streak here. Obviously, they haven't played each other before. Maria's won 2 straight. Hunter got a win last week. 5-2, 2-5. I don't know, Jordan. It just I'm gonna.
I I like Hunter in this one.
I do to some degree. I mean, I think part of
Yeah,
it's, of course, the Saints' offense because that's half Maria's offense, and they're
yeah. I
playing
mean,
against the Bears.
Hunter's got Lamar, who at any moment can be Lamar. I mean, I don't love his running back, but at least Justin Jackson's getting the touches, and then the rest of his team I like. And she just gonna have trouble. Like she doesn't have a defensive lineman to play right now.
Yeah.
Uh, I don't know where she's gonna. Looks like her linebacker might not play. So like, uh,
So Chris Barnes been projected 0 every week. He's a
and
starting linebacker now there.
Tyro Adams is on the bye as well,
Yeah,
and then
Houston's on a bye, so that's gonna hurt. Um,
Kirky's out as well.
so I'm
So
gonna
yeah,
go Hunter in this.
yep, I'm going Hunter.
Cool. Next up, we got Sunday Funday versus Abusement Park. It looks like Abusement Park's projected to win this big time, 203 to 138. That is night and day difference there. But between the two of them, they've never played each other before. It's I don't know. I don't know if I really see an upset happening here. I'm pretty sure. The thing is, actually, I take that back. Todd Gurley against the Panthers versus Darrell Henderson against the Dolphins. I mean, I don't know. Henderson's been on a streak. You know what? Screw it. I'm going to Beeson Park. I'm not going to overthink this one. This seems pretty straightforward.
Yeah. Yeah, it might seem. Let's see. I'm looking at the roster. I don't mean to just be thinking out loud, but dang. I think it could be closer than expected, but with no QB for Amari Cooper, I'm gonna go Abusement Park.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
Looking for Josh Allen to have a
Hoo-hoo.
week
Is
this
that
week.
Cody?
Look at Mr. Cody joining
Look
us.
at that.
Hour
Look
late.
at that. Oh, man. Good to have you on the show.
Yeah, I thought I could get one in at least.
Yeah, well, we're about... Yeah, so our next matchup, we got Beck for G-Rag versus Troy Bad Boys. BP versus Billy. 5-2 versus 4-3. This actually, I thought about this for game of the week. This was a good one, but I felt like we kind of picked both teams at a couple points in the season. So I was like, let's mix it up a little bit. Let's not keep picking the same teams for game of the week. But anyways, Billy won last season in the playoffs against BP, 318 to 253 in the wild card round. So I'm sure BP kind of wants to get some revenge here.
Definitely.
Who are you taking in this?
I'm gonna take Beck for G-Reg.
Okay.
I like his young talent, especially, man. That Jefferson Burns White trio is like nice.
It is. I think he could be good for a long time with those guys
Yeah,
if he keeps
but
them.
Detroit Bad Boys, I just don't know how often Bell's even gonna touch the rock. You got Landon Collins out. I mean, he's still got a good team, but I'll roll Beck for G-Reg.
I'm going to go that way too.
Young horses.
Yeah, I like that. So we
Go
got to...
G-Reg.
Okay. I forgot you were there for a second. So quiet. No, so our next matchup, Jordan, this is yourself against my dad. Eastside Brawlers versus Afternoon Delights. Eastside is 6-1. He has won some games that have been tight. You're 3-4 coming off a very tough loss last week. I don't know. I actually think this could almost be a trap game for Eastside Brawlers. In fact, because of the John Bostic bye, that's going to hurt. I'm actually going to go an upset here. I'm going to mix it up. I'm going to go Afternoon Delights.
Yeah, I too am going to go the Afternoon Delights. He's just got too good of a record, like I got to take him out. John, if you're listening, I will beat you this week. Mark it down on your calendar.
Mark it down on your calendar. I got to play your sound drop. There you go. Cody, who are you picking?
I'm gonna go Mr. Nuge.
Okay. Let's keep it moving. I'm scrolling down now to it's myself. Robot Leprechauns versus the Vegetarians.
I'm gonna get it all up in your vag.
Storm is literally the best 1-6 team I have seen ever in my life. Like I don't know how he's 1-6, honest to God. I think part of his Cam Newton's just fallen off and he got benched last week as well. And it makes you wonder, like, is the Cam Newton experiment over in New England, or have they given up, or they give him another chance? I think he's on a short leash for sure.
No, I wouldn't even call it an experiment. So no, it's not over. And I honestly think he might get back on track against a not so great Buffalo defense like originally anticipated. And I think he comes up and takes you out.
I think so.
Dub of the year.
I think he's gonna beat my butt. I think he's gonna win good. I got a Paint Pro ad coming up on my computer. That's fun. But yeah, I'm gonna pick the Vegetarians in this upset. He's projected to win, so I guess maybe it's not an upset. I don't know.
I'm gonna pick you, Patrick. I just think I think the schneid continues for Storm. I think he's had bad luck, and I think that luck continues.
I hope you're right. I really hope you're right.
Mm-hmm.
I got a couple guys in a bye though, so that's why I'm picking him over myself. And we played each other a couple times. If we talk about the history real quick, I'm 5-1. I really think I'm 5-2. The website says that we tied last year, and I had the tiebreaker. But I swear, I think Storm beat me because I remember being really pissed off about it because I lost to Storm of all people. So I'm gonna go ahead and say I'm 5-2 against him. I feel like that's pretty safe. Hopefully,
Yeah.
6-2. We'll see. Next matchup. This could have been game of the week if the records were better, but the Spurs at 2-5 versus Steel Curtain at 3-4. Cody, it hasn't been your year, but you're not out of it for sure. Your team is scoring points some weeks where you could definitely be a playoff team. Cameron has just been talking about another team with bad luck. He's one game better than Storm, but he's outscoring him. So I don't know if history-wise between you guys, you've played each other 10 times in 10 years.
I don't want to hear it. No.
But Cameron owns the series at 8-2. Cody did win. The last time he won was 2015 week 1. He won 161-151 in a very close game. And before that, it was 2011 week 1 when he won 126-121. So the key is, Cody, you got to play him week 1. You just got to make sure you get him first game of the week, and you should win.
Yeah, well, it seems like the schedule makers keep just wondering what that is.
Yeah, that's right. I don't know, man. I think I want to pick you, Cody, in some ways, but like Ronald Jones, I've got him in another league. What is Tampa Bay doing? I just give this man the ball. Don't screw around. Screw Darius Leonard. Trade him again. I don't care, but Ronald Jones should be their running back.
Leonard Fournette.
Yeah, sorry, Leonard Fournette. He needs to go. I mean, or just don't use him because Ronald Jones is the guy, in my opinion, in that offense. He should be, but they're not using him that way now.
I mean, it was only 1 week, and he still got the goal line carries, which is a big deal in my opinion. And he still got a good amount of carries. I think what happened last week is just the fact that he didn't have, the production with his carries, which kind of hurt. So they started going with the hot hand, and Leonard Fournette was getting a little bit more yards per carry at the time. But I don't know. I think Cameron has had a good year in terms of scoring and has just had really, really bad luck. And I picked you because Storm has bad luck, and I'm picking me because Cameron has bad luck.
That's fair enough. I think Cameron would probably pick him to lose at this point. So, here you going, Jordan?
I'm going to go against Cameron's wishes, and I'm just going to be a smart man and go with what the numbers say, and that's usually Cody doesn't beat Cameron. I'm picking the Spurs.
Maria's over here laughing. She's
I heard that.
listening. she was laughing at you, Jordan.
Oh, good game, Maria, by the way.
Oh, can you hear him? No. She can't hear you. What'd you say, Cody?
I said good game to her.
He said good game.
But Dylan, why are they making predictions when we all know who's going to win this?
What do you mean? We're making predictions of this week.
But we all know who's going to win this.
Oh, Maria said she already knows who's going to win. It's her. There's no point.
The whole thing.
She says she's going to win the whole thing, so.
All right, last podcast of the year, then.
That's my wife for you. So, I'm going to pick, honestly, I can't remember if I said who I was picking. I'm going to pick Cameron in this. He probably doesn't want me to say that. This is bad luck for him, but I think he's going to be 3-5 after this week.
Very nice.
Very, very nice.
We're pleasing the people, Maria. We're pleasing the people.
We're pleasing the people. So we'll keep it. By the way, Cody, I know you can't see my screen right now, but every time I go through these games, when your matchup comes up, I see your little thumbnail of you doing a smack talk video from 2015.
Only one that did it.
Oh man,
I was on my porch.
I know. I can tell you're in someone's back porch. You got to do those again. You should do them every week.
We like to call that a stoop.
Stoop.
Stoop boy.
Oh my god. Our next matchup, we got the Slapdicks, who's slapping everyone around at 5-2, and Michael, who's at 4-3. I don't know. I mean, Michael's had a good year. I can't really talk too much about him. I feel like it's one of his better seasons. He's on a 2-game winning streak. The last time they played was week 6 last year. His team name was We Back then, but now Slapdicks won 310 to 231. I don't know. It's hard for me to say, but actually it's not hard for me to say the more I look at this. I'm going to go Slapdicks. I feel like he should be able to win this.
He needs to change his name.
Yeah, I'm rolling Slapdicks as well.
I'm gonna get in trouble.
I mean, we got Russell, and I like his Falcons against the Panthers, unfortunately.
For me, the Michael seems to be putting up some hot weeks, even though his players don't seem that great in some positions. So I'm gonna go with the Michael.
The Michael. Oh, man. That literally is his name, the Michael. Is that a werewolf? What was that?
No, that's a little pit bull named Dexter.
Dexter?
Yeah.
That's the Afternoon Delight mascot.
Yeah.
Dexter.
It's the steel curtain mouse.
The Steel Curtain mascot. Maybe that should be your trophy. Whoever wins him gets to hoist him up at the end of the week.
He'll allow it.
He's too fucking heavy.
Yeah,
The world's heaviest trophy. We'll wrap it up. Oh, never mind. We got one more matchup after this, but we got La Batard Lobos versus Dirty Mike and the boys. This was never going to be game of the week because the Lobos are 2-5. Dirty Mike is 1-6. It has been a rough season for both teams. I mean, I will say though, Alex is a rookie GM, so he's learning as he goes, and I don't think he's ever played IDP. So, all things considered, I think he's done a pretty good job. They're both on a losing streak. The Lobos have lost 2 straight. Mike's lost 3 straight, but it feels like more than that. Maybe because he just wasn't winning to begin with, really. For me personally, the fact that his running back's in a bye is kind of a death sentence for Alex in this matchup. I think despite Julio Jones, he's going to have a great night tomorrow. I already can tell you. It's the Panthers. I'm going to go Dirty Mike in this.
All right. They're letting Melvin play, right?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I'll go Dirty Mike just because Lobos doesn't have a back.
I'm gonna go Lobos.
Ooh, upset.
All right.
Is it the upset? He's got a better record.
I
Probably
guess. He's projected to lose. Mike's projected to win 184 to 164, so
Well, the projections are turds.
they really are. They're terrible.
It's because of the back, like he's being projected 0 for running back. Man.
Yeah.
It happens when you don't have anybody to play.
So our last matchup here, guys. This is an interesting one. Burrow's body count 4-3. Give me more at 7-0, undefeated. He's tied his best start ever. I feel like I'm jinxing him by saying this. If he wins, it'll be his best personal record on a win streak in league history. Burrow's body count won last week. He's 2-0 division. Give me more 2-0 in division. If I say this, if Zach can pull up an upset here, this puts him within reach of still, getting the number 1 seed and all that jazz that comes with it. I'm trying to remember. Are they in the same division? Yeah, I'm almost positive they are.
Oh, they are.
Yeah. It's kind of a trap game for Give Me More in some ways because Devin Singletary's the starter at the moment.
Yeah, but who is Aaron Jones? Like, he's not playing, so.
That's true.
You're going to have Devin Singletary versus Joshua Kelly.
Well, I don't think James has set his lineup yet because, never mind. I think he's still hurt, isn't he? The Bengals running back?
Yeah, Mixon did not practice today.
Yeah. So Singletary, good God, I'm glad I traded him away. I don't know. Honestly, I might go with Burrow's body count in the upset here.
I'm taking Jameson.
Yeah, I'm taking Jameson.
He's got too much fire power.
Yes. You guys have picked against him every week, so I'm sure he's going to enjoy being picked by you guys now. Maybe that's the kiss of death, though, because...
Yeah, maybe. I've thought his chances with, not that he doesn't have a good team, but geez, you can't win forever. But like this week, it sure does look like he's gonna win, like, unless Joshua Kelly surprises the hell out of me.
Oh, you know what? I lied to you guys. Jameis's longest winning streak is 8 games. That was in 2018. He won week 5 to week 12. So if he can win, he'll tie his best winning streak ever, but he'll also be tied for second longest winning streak in one season.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and say he gets it done, but we'll see if Burrow can go snap that.
Yeah. It's all about the hardware at the end of the day for Jameson.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know what he's chasing. He doesn't care about streaks.
Now, I will say he did already shatter a record, though, for a win streak to start this season. So starting week 1, the longest winning streak is 9 games. Jay did it 2015, weeks 1 to 9. Jameson is now the second longest from weeks 1 to 7. Before that had been 6 games, which he had said, and Jordan, you had said actually in 2011. So that had been a long-standing record up until recently.
It's that damn baby.
Oh man, but yeah, I think we got some good matchups, guys. It's gonna be an interesting week. Next week we're doing our first round of playoff projections. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. We got some games obviously that have playoff implications this week and next week. We didn't really talk about those obviously, but yeah, I'm excited to see what's in store.
You want to give a one mention to the payment?
Yes, I'm glad you brought that up. So if somehow you don't keep up with GroupMe, but you actually listen to the podcast, I feel like it's probably the other way around, if anything. But if you fall in that boat and you haven't heard or you forgot that if you traded picks for next season, you have to pay a certain percentage of that by the end of week 12. So just so you know, it's broken up into which rounds you gave up. So if it's at 1 to 3, then you got to pay the full price. If it's like 4 to, I want to say 6, it's like 75%. And if it's anything after this, so 7th round or later, you got to pay half of what's due for next season by the end of this regular season.
Right.
Right.
You're saying Charles has to pay for my payment?
Pay
I'm
for-
just joking. I'm joking.
Wait, what? I was like, what?
Just because I had Charles' number 1 pick, but like I was just joking.
Oh, okay. Well, guys, it's been 47 minutes of love and fun on the LCC network. It's been a blast, but we will see you guys in week 9. Talk to y'all later.
Everybody.
See ya. Oh, I'm going to send them out with a good one. Here we go.